Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today here at Hyfield Trucking for another interview with some teams. So today we are talking with Melissa and Peter Wall. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. How is your day going so far?
Doing good. Doing good. Thank you for having us on.
Thank you. So I'm just going to go through and ask you a few questions. And again, this is just to get your experience of your background and where you come from and how you got into expediting and how you found Hyfield. So we just like to do these interviews to get an idea of, like I said, your background and how you're experiencing expediting so far. So my first question is how did you hear about Hyfield Trucking?
I found it through some YouTube videos from can't remember exactly the name. I think it was the trucking couple. It was a gentleman, bald headed like I am at first, and I think he was with FedEx Custom Critical. And then the other videos were from a gentleman by the name of Jerry,
That would be me.
and that would be you going through a new truck that you had just received, and you went through it, and it just seemed beautiful, and I love the whole concept of a smaller truck. And I did tractor trailer about 10 years ago. I enjoyed it, but it was a lot of headaches. My truck was, just coming to an end with its lifespan, and I had a choice to make whether getting a new truck and spending the next 10 years trying to pay it off, or my wife letting me know that I needed to be home and be a dad and participate. So I had two choices, and well, not really. I had pretty much one choice only, was to stay home, of course, and look for another occupation and be home, be a father, and raise our kids. He always did when the youngest one graduated high school. Yes, yes. You might want to tell me a story of what you did before.
My husband was always watching the YouTube videos, and I finally sat down to watch one of the videos. You were just displaying your new truck, and I did tell him that if I were to go trucking, that would be the only way I would do it. So he told me that we would have to go with Hyfield, and that's exactly what we went for, and it's been an amazing experience.
That is awesome to hear.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So during the recruiting and onboarding process with Hyfield, what advice would you give to any new contractors coming aboard? Is there anything that you would like to give advice on that you see that during the onboarding process? Was there anything that you would change, or was there any advice that you would give the new people coming in to be prepared for, or anything like that?
Well, I mean, the application process was smooth. The only thing I would advise is just to be patient. The process does take a while, and sometimes Highfield doesn't have trucks available for new people. It wasn't for us. They didn't have a truck available for us when we first started, but we needed to start right away. I had been laid off. My wife had quit her job of 30 years in the dental industry. So after a while, we just needed to get the first truck available from elsewhere. And I think it was good for us to start that way, so that there was a difference, so we can tell how it would be without Highfield and what it would be like with Highfield. And
I would just say, more importantly, just tell them to be patient, that you guys will find them a truck because you found one for us.
yes.
So I think the whole process was pretty black and white. Everything was clear. There was no confusion. Like I said, everything has been wonderful. I think you guys have everything all together, and it's just been a great experience. I don't think you guys are really missing out on anything. I think you guys have got it all together.
That's great to hear. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. We try very hard to make sure we have all of our I's dotted and T's crossed. And, sometimes we do run into a few things like not having a truck availability or holdups with the carrier, with the onboarding or something. But we really do try to put that first best foot forward to make the process smooth.
Yeah.
And the work shows, I believe, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Like I said, even
awesome.
To being put into the truck with, I believe his name was Vincent, going over everything, showing us everything. I mean, we didn't get in here and not know how to do anything. So it was, like I said, this has been a great experience. So, and we were coming from a previous fleet owner, so it's been great.
And not to say that they were terrible or anything, by no means, but there is a difference,
Yeah.
and you can tell.
Okay, great. Well, that kind of leads into my next question, which was on truck orientation day and move-in day. Was there anything that Hyfield could have done to make you more prepared for that, or do you think we covered all the bases?
Vincent was very thorough in with the presentation of the truck. It was very clean.
Yes.
Uh,
No, it was a wonderful experience. And I mean, I'll joke
we're
about it.
trying
He
to-
promised us something, and I was like, oh man, he forgot. And no, he did not. He did come back, and he brought
Oh, yeah.
what he promised he would
Yes.
bring. So it was just, like I said, everything was just smooth. It was flawless. He showed us how to use everything in the truck. He explained how to use the APU and what to use, when to turn it on. I mean, it was all just pretty crystal clear. So.
That's great. That's great. One thing we're actually working on right now is I'm going through and filming every single truck that we have in the fleet. And we're trying to make a video library basically of everything that the truck has. And I'm creating videos for every individual truck, and we're putting those online on YouTube. It'll be linked through the Fleetio app that you use for maintenance.
Okay.
And that way, whenever new teams move in, basically everything that you went through with Vince on that move-in day and walkthrough, we will have videos explaining that as well. Because we know that on move-in day, you have a million and one things running through your mind. And sometimes you may not remember exactly what Vince said or how to operate something. So we're trying to make that video library to basically give you guys those tools that you could go back and watch at a later date.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was, I mean, I think it was a solid 2 hours that he went over everything with us, and I don't think he missed much.
All right,
I think
from-
he nailed everything pretty much.
From
So it was easy.
Placement of the placards, the counts of the load bars, and
Every detail.
just a lot of details. And I mean, just trying to think of something that he didn't go through, and I can't find any. So
That's great. That's great to hear. Okay, well, have you had any challenges since starting expediting with Hyfield? And if you have, how did you overcome those?
well, for me, the challenges have been out of Hyfield's hands. It's probably been more with Panther itself. I guess with the dry spells, but I was aware of dry spells coming from FedEx. There was some certain times where things would dry up and you would get nervous.
Yeah.
But things, just as the other company with Panther, just things would pick up, and things have picked up. Obviously, setting up this interview has been a little, just because we've been so busy. So, other than,
And that's a good problem to have.
and that's a good problem to have, of course.
Yeah.
God willing, more of a problem in the future. So,
For me,
Right.
it was the initial driving. I was mortified. But we did have our mentors, and she was there for us, so it was very helpful. But I had my best cheerleader next to me, pushing me through, telling me that I can do it. And if you see me drive the truck now, you would have thought I've been driving for a couple of years. So I have definitely acclimated to the truck well and the streets. I tend to drive at night. I always get the construction zones, which were my struggles, but I've learned to just push through. And you know what? If I see other women out there in 18-wheelers, I can definitely do it in an expedite truck, so I feel pretty comfortable.
That's amazing. Yeah, it is something that you have to adjust to. I think one of the things that I always had a problem with in the very beginning was just learning how to sleep while the truck was moving.
I don't have that problem at all.
I wish I had her ability to just lay her head down and just fall asleep within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that problem. That's why I have issues driving at night. I get tired pretty quick. Sleepy. That's my sleep schedule. And
I've embraced driving at night.
For one thing, it's if you're a trucker, you know that the reason that you'll be able to go to sleep quicker is because of trust. And once you have that trust of her driving at night the way she does, you have a better ability to go to sleep quicker.
That's very true. I could definitely see that. Yep. You got to have that trust.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what successes have you had in expediting?
I can back up to the docks now by myself.
Yeah, I can call her. I can give her a call. And, hey, can you back up on such and such dock, and no problems, no issues,
Yeah.
and so.
That's awesome.
I think we've really just, I mean, we're a great team. We get along great. The whole experience has been, it's new for me. I am far from the trucking industry, but I've adapted well. This has been a great, great experience for me. I don't know what to do with myself.
Lots of pictures.
Lots of pictures. Yeah, definitely.
That's great. Keep taking the photos. If you happen to have any that you want to share, we always are sharing stuff out there on the Hyfield YouTube channels and Facebook pages and stuff like that. So
Sure.
feel free to tag us in any of that stuff. We'll be love to help promote that stuff. Well, you mentioned it earlier with the mentor program, but how has the mentor program helped you?
When we first spoke to our mentors, I basically told them I just needed a cheerleader just to tell me that I got this, that I can do this. We've had to have questions answered, and they have always been very helpful, responded right away. And because my husband's done trucking before, he just needed to familiarize himself with it. And once that happened, I feel like we were more just checking in on each other. How you doing? How's your day going? But if we ever needed them, they have always been there for us. And it's been, they're great. Long story short, we were on this trip from Massachusetts to Nevada. And we had to stop because of the winds. And we were in Wyoming. And we were on Elk Mountain way at the top in the middle of nowhere. And we're coming out of the restroom. And sure enough, here comes this truck. And I thought, oh, my God, there's another truck. It was our mentors, so it was an odd place to meet them, but it was so nice to finally, we pulled up. I said, let's stop, let's check in, see if they're okay, if they need anything. And he's like, do you know who we are? And I was like, no. And it happened to be our mentors, so we chit-chatted for a while, and then we both jumped on the highway together and met up with them again in Tennessee right before Thanksgiving. So, small world, and we just keep bumping into each other. So it's been really nice having them around, and they've been very helpful for us. So it's a great program for those who need it. It's nice to know if you ever have any questions, you've got somebody there to answer your call, no matter what time it is, no matter, they're there for you. So it's great.
That's awesome. I spent 6 years as a mentor for Hyfield, and it was very rare to run into my mentee. So the fact that you ran into yours twice, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Can I ask who your mentors were?
Louis and Lorena Ramos.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very great. Awesome people.
Yeah,
they are.
Super friendly. Like I said, we had lots to conversate. We were waiting at a truck stop together, catching up, sharing, experiences. And it's nice to talk to somebody who can help guide you and just give you a little bit more information. So it was nice to see them and finally put a name to a face too.
Yep.
That is great to hear. Well, while you have been out on the road, could you name some of your favorite places to drive that you've been to?
Well, now I do like the East Coast. At the beginning, I was like, get me out of the mountains, get me away from here. I want flat. But now that I've learned to embrace the mountains, I really do enjoy Tennessee and North Carolina. We've gone up to Connecticut, and we got to see the leaves change, which was something new for me, and it was just breathtaking. So, yeah, I enjoy, but I do love, absolutely, and I'll never stop, is California is just one of our all-time favorites, only because we have family over there, too, so it's always nice to swoop in and say hi to them when we're on the West Coast.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in North Carolina and Tennessee in the mountains, so that area is always, first of all, home for me, and it's very, very beautiful in that area, the Smoky Mountains.
It is, yep.
So I can definitely relate to that, and I always enjoyed going to California myself just because I love the area, the things to do. Los Angeles is a favorite of mine. San Francisco was amazing. We spent a whole weekend there once, and it was really, really fun.
Yeah, we're more the San Diego, Temecula areas.
Yeah,
it's just breathtaking, and like I said, we have family there, so it's always nice to drop in and stop by and say hi. We're from Florida, so for us, the mountains is a whole different ballgame.
What part of Florida?
We're way down Miami. We are at the bottom. Homestead, actually, but
gateway to the Keys.
Yeah. We are literally 2 exits away from the entrance to the Florida Keys. So, yeah, we are way south.
Yeah. I was born in Florida myself. I was born in Gainesville.
Okay.
And was raised in Palatka, Florida.
Okay.
Which is probably about an hour from Gainesville. And Then when I got a little bit older, when I was in my early 20s, I lived in Orlando for 4 years.
Nice.
But it ended up going back to North Carolina. I love the mountains.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, like I said, I've learned to embrace it. But when we first started driving, I mean, I was very nervous. But of course, we were in Virginia, driving on one of these highways, and I just thought, oh my God, one little slip up, and I just was so nervous.
West Virginia, to be specific, I'm sure.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so like I said, I've learned to embrace it and just one day at a time and just take in the scenery and enjoy the fact that I'm outside, which I was rarely outside because I was always working. So I worked in a dental office for about 30 years.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Well, what do you like most about expediting?
Well, for me, to be honest with you, is having more time with my wife. I mean, you before you coming into a decision like this, we were concerned about whether we would get on each other's nerve. And truth be told, I think it's brought us closer, at least for me. It's been a good experience. There's times where I just let her know that I appreciate her being here with me. Again, because of the trust factor, and just she's really taken to this really well, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, for me, it's been just spending some more time with my wife.
Yeah. The togetherness is nice. It's the ease of driving an expedite truck. It's been very easy to get in and out of places. We got our little home away from home, so it's kind of nice. Like I said, a lot of people always ask us about our fancy truck. Oh, nice fancy truck. Where'd you get that truck? So we always put Hyfield out there and tell them how wonderful it's been. And if they are ever interested, we do definitely give them your name, and we recommend you guys highly.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. I could definitely see, especially for Peter, coming from regular 18-wheeler, I'm sure this has got to be one, like you said, having Melissa with you, and then it's got to be easier driving. I know I've had other people tell me coming from 18-wheeler that, it's very difficult to find parking and get in the truck into many different places. So I
Definitely
could see
the
how
parking.
this is, yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that we can go into RV parks is wonderful. We haven't done it yet, but we've heard that it's an easy thing to do, so we're looking forward to doing that.
Yes, definitely. One of my favorite things to do being an expedite was always just going to Cracker Barrel.
Yes,
Yep.
we've done that several times, which is nice to have a nice hot meal, and yeah, no, that's
Yep.
definitely. And we've gotten into a few other restaurants that have, they'll allow our truck to go in there where 18-wheelers would not be able to go in there. So yeah, that's been great.
I think definitely
That's awesome.
expedited trucking is the way to go. Less headaches, just a lot less headaches. Not having to move the tandem wheels back and forth to adjust the weight, and just a ton of other things to think about, and just with this, it's just a lot of ease of driving, for sure.
That's very true. Very true. Well, is there anything that you would like to tell new drivers who are considering coming into the expedited industry?
Well, if you're considering truck driving, I would consider expedited trucking first. Just a lot less headaches, and especially working with Hyfield. Hyfield has superb schedules for maintenance. Very easy if there's any issues. My wife, she was driving, and you know how scary having one of the front tires, having problems with the front tires, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we called
We knew
the
exactly
service.
what
Yeah,
to
we
do.
knew exactly what to do, and
You guys put together this wonderful manual, and we knew exactly who to call, what tire size, and we didn't have to bother anybody. We did get a call from Jimmy, which was very nice.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Is everything okay? Was there any damage to the truck? Okay, have a good night. It was great. Like I said, you guys really have things put together. And when that happened, I was like, hold on, let me get the little binder out, and we knew exactly what to do. And it's peace of mind. So if anyone wants to consider, expediting trucking has been a smooth transition from somebody who's been in the dental office for, like I said, 30 years. This has been truly an exceptional transition, so I cannot complain at all.
That is amazing to hear. All the time, especially, we try to prepare for those times, and we try to prepare for the downtimes and the maintenance issues, and to just know that everything was in order for you guys during that issue, because I've never had anything happen to my steer tires or a blowout or anything like that. So I could only imagine that that had to be very nerve wracking whenever it happened.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was. But again, to have the support there at 3 o'clock in the morning, just.
They came out as quickly as they could and took care of it, and it was like I said, it was a smooth transition. We've had other services done. We've had to have the APU serviced, and again, here's the closest location. Took us right in. Everything was serviced. Everything, everything has been pretty flawless when it comes to needing a repair or getting something taken care of. And I can't say enough. Again, you guys really have it all together, and it's been for me a great experience.
If I was to, and we do want to consider purchasing a truck one day, and me and my wife come to the conclusion that if we were to purchase a truck, we'd want it through Hyfield, just because that the maintenance is superb. And
the trucks are well maintained.
Well maintained. So I think that's the best thing I could say in regards to the maintenance of Hyfield trucks.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And we do offer a lease purchase program once you've been with us for at least a year. Mm-hmm. So that's always a possibility as well. Yes.
Something we've already considered. So
yep.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
Somehow we still want to have Hyfield still look after this, even after the purchase, just because of just the whole support. Yeah, just how you guys really on top of things, and I think even getting better with some of the things that are in the future with you guys, some software programs. Other things that you are considering.
Yeah, with our lease purchase program, that we actually do continue the support all the way through. Even if you become an owner operator through Hyfield, the maintenance is still there for you 24/7. You still have access to the Fleetio app, and you still get your alerts. So all of that support on the back end is still there with fleet support. Kayla over in the Panther fleet support, she's there 24/7 as always. So. Right. That's definitely something that does continue if you ever do the lease purchase for sure.
That makes the decision easier.
And then you're absolutely correct on the future software. We are still looking in new software and technology, and we're trying to make things better. There's new programs that I'm constantly looking into every day. And so, yeah, and if you ever come across anything that you think that would benefit Hyfield to make that even better, definitely let me know about it, because we would love to look into it further.
Good.
Sounds good.
Well, guys, that's all the questions that I had. Do you have anything else that you want to add?
Again, Jerry, everything, again, with even the consideration of purchasing a truck, you just answered a lot of questions that we
had listed to get answers.
So, I mean, that's really about it.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And it was very nice to have met you.
Yeah.
So.
I do remember running to you guys at Panther whenever you first started, so it was great meeting you as well. And thank you so much for talking with me today and doing this quick little interview. I really appreciate it. Hyfield really appreciates it. And we're so glad to have you guys part of the #Hyfield family.
We are awesome. Proud to be a part of the family.
Jerry, I just want to, again, thank you for your videos. It really made the process of getting my wife involved here a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's all I had to do was just play your video, and her ears perked up, and that's all I needed.
He moved me in with it.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. All right. Thank you so much for talking with me today. Until next time, stay safe and keep those wheels a turning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hyfield. Thank you, Jerry.